What's up, guys? Moving on to the next question, and I've done this question before, and the question is, "Hey, I'm a rookie. Um, what type of training can I do to get me stronger as fast as possible?" And I mentioned this, not too long ago in a video. Um, Whatever comes fast don't last. Put this in perspective. Say you're building something, and you didn't want to look at the instructions and all that good stuff, and you just wanted to put it together fast, and you had a pretty good idea how to put it together. So you put it together without looking at the instructions by yourself, and you got it done um, pretty quick. Um, and as whatever it is you're using, it starts to fall apart. Okay, because a lot of times when we put stuff together and not follow instructions and want to get it done fast, we tend to leave things out. Okay, um, that's exactly what training is, and everything else. I mean, we tend to rush and worry about the end product of what we want, just worrying about it, worrying about it, worrying about it. You know what I mean? We tend to forget and miss out on things that we need for later on, even though it might not seem important now, but later on down the road, when you're hitting big numbers, or right at the threshold of hitting big numbers, something falls apart. Okay, something goes wrong, and you sit there and you cannot figure it out. Um, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? And it's gonna leave you frustrated, and that's why a lot of people, always asking the question, well, how do you get out of a plateau, or how you do this or do that? But the plateau is the biggest issue, and the reason why we get on plateaus is because our core gives. Okay, I always say take your time, learn your body, time under the bar, and getting tight. You're building that core, so you it's the time that you take is what makes you a better lifter. The time that you have under the bar. It's not actually what you're doing. A lot of times, what you're doing, um, um, technique wise, when it comes to heavier weight, because especially when you're maxing, you know what I mean. Technique when you at a meet, technique, especially your last attempt, technique is, I don't say out the window, but you tend to muscle it up, and that's when you're gonna fail. When the time underneath the bar, that's when that kicks in, is when you're going for that max. Okay, at the meet. Now I don't believe in maxing or getting close to your max in training, but that time under the bar, working that form over and over again, is something you only build. You know what I mean? That's the only way you can build that. And if you sit there and want to lift heavy as fast as possible, you will not get that time. Okay? You have to have time in order to be a good lifter. Okay? Um, like I said, you can look at every elite lifter out there now, and they're at at least 10 years. Okay? 10 years under their belt. Now you have others that's a little shy of 10 years, um, but you still can tell who has that time and who hasn't, because a little shy under 10, they still have their major plateaus that they're trying to figure out. You see what I'm saying? So, um, with me, um, I uh, I never really found myself hitting a plateau. Never. Um, my weights continually move. It moves slower, a little slower. I'm at a high ratio of body and weight. Okay, but it's continually to inch up, inch up, inch up. And that's what you want in your training. You never want big PRs, because it's really not a PR. A true max is where you're actually lifting to where that core gives just a little bit. Okay? In training, if you sitting there training and your core is always breaking and training over and over again in these reps, then you're going to lift like that. You're never going to be at your potential of what you can do in a meet. So these things that you need to do to get stronger faster is slowing down and taking that time and getting that weight, getting that those reps and sets underneath your belt. It's a study. They said 10 years of something makes you an expert, or 10,000 reps of something makes you an expert at what you do. That's a study of what, a study that they did in colleges. Because what you're doing is you're creating brain paths in your brain to do things automatically. And if you're doing it wrong, then you creating the wrong path, and you're just embedding wrong technique, embedding no form and things like that into your training, and you have to start all over again from ground one if you don't do it from the beginning. So instead of building up something and not looking at the instructions at first real quick so you can have it, and then having to go back and start all over from ground zero, or starting from the get-go the way you're supposed to. So that's my thoughts on that. You need to take your time, learn your body, get the form, get the time underneath the bar, and create all that so you can get where you need to get the fastest. Because it's going to take time, but if you do it the wrong way, it's really going to take time, because it's all about the time. Okay? So I hope this helps y'all out. See y'all later.